Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly race. Here with me on commentary is Firework Spinner, and on tracking we have Jazzlan, Sledgin, and Jade Minibu. How are you doing, Firework?
Doing pretty good. And yourself, Golden?
I'm good. I'm excited for this race. We've got 6 runners in it. 4 of them are going to be on Restream. It's the settings for the Remlets tournament, which is going to be probably in January, a kind of beginner tournament. So should be fun to watch, should be relatively quick. Our runners are going to get underway in probably about 30 seconds on stream.
I will say this is probably the longest, not the longest, the biggest weekly race we've had since the All Sanity Seed.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So it's nice to see everybody coming out today and enjoying some Skyward Sword Rando.
Yeah, so we can talk a little about these settings. It's going to be 2 dungeons with a little bit of a reduced overworld.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about scrap requests or anything like that. Not going to worry about delivering items to anybody.
Yeah, some of Bokoblin base is cut out as well.
Okay, looks like we have Fire Sanctuary. Oh, and Fledge giving a sword at the very start of everything. That's quite an
That
item.
would be nice for them to know.
Fire Sanctuary and LMF. Okay.
I did not see our hints.
Skyloft Village is dead. Caves is dead. Summit's dead.
No, Fledge is not a sword.
Fledge's gift is a sword.
Oh, Fledge's gift is a sword. Okay. And
yeah,
what
because
were our
walked out.
Yeah, what were our path hints? We have Fire Sanctuary. And
Sand Sea is past the Fire Sanctuary, and LMF is past the Moldarek. Surprise, surprise.
That's actually an interesting one.
Yeah.
That probably means our Gust Bellows are in LMF.
That could be.
Right?
Or it could be a Beetle in the first chest.
Yeah. And I saw we got 1 Sots.
I was not paying attention for that one.
Location. I don't know if anyone in chat got it. I'm having a little stream buffering right now, but that's just on my end.
Alrighty, let's see here. Ooh, we got rupees. We do have chest dowsing on, so we will be able to take a look at some of these chests before we get to them.
Yeah, although sometimes in your first Skyview path, you might just get some chests anyway.
Yeah.
Because you want some money.
True. Beetle.
Nobody has
Beetle
Beetle.
can't come in clutch. I do not believe I saw a Beetle hint. Looks like Pippi is creating a Bitmagic file. Which will come in handy for Fire Sanctuary back in time. And also LMF back in time if we're doing that.
I think we're probably more likely to see some back in time stuff in if I were gonna guess.
Ooh, that's a gold rupee outside the goddess statue. That is a very good source of money. Also, can we just talk about the variety in the models that we have today?
Yeah, we've got Oni with the kind of beta Zelda, and then a few different Pippi, obviously with the top hat.
Yeah, like we don't have any traditional links today, which, well, I mean, not traditional color links, I should say.
Yeah, we've got a few links, but yeah, different colors.
I love Mario's red sheath for his sword.
It's very typical of Mario.
All right, so looks like our runners are just doing, just the standard, central skyloft dip.
Yeah, without really any items to check, I imagine we're going to see everyone go to Waterfall Cave. Nobody has any crystals, so like you're not going to do a quick Batro. Technically, Batro 5 and 10 are in logic right now.
And looks like Pippi is actually just going to go straight to the sky.
Yeah, I think unless we get any items, we're going to see everyone start elding here.
Yeah, I always respect an early sky play. Ooh, going to a Lumpy Pumpkin looks like.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Ooh, and Mario doing a nice waterfall cave dive.
Yeah, I think with these settings, with Phi hints, you don't see quite the same long sky loop that you used to see in season 2.
Yeah.
Where you go check all the hints, but you'll still see runners check Lumpy Pumpkin. They'll douse.
I miss the Gossip Stone hints, honestly.
Yeah, I think finding some good balance between Phi hints and Gossip Stone hints might be good.
What do we have on Chandelier here? Looks like Gratitude Crystals.
Yeah, that is...
Oh, and Claw Shots in Cave!
I think Pippi is going to regret skipping that when she sees that later.
Yeah, that is a very good early game Claw Shots.
Yeah, especially because those Claw Shots mean you can get to Desert and check the first check in LMF.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can't do much there, but if you quickly look into LMF and ping that chest,
Thank you, Jade. Like Floria is Sods.
Thank you. Well,
that also is one step closer to Lake Floria. All we need is Water Dragon Scale for Floria.
Yep. Yeah, we've got all the hints that were relevant. I didn't see any item hints that were super valuable, but I might have missed one. Seemed like all of our hinted items looked like junk.
And yep, looks like our runners are starting to go into Eldin.
Yeah, and this makes a lot of sense. So with an open start, Eldin is the most check dense location, unless you have other items, because you can get 5 very quick checks.
There's more gratitude crystals from Mario.
Plus, you get 3 checks in Magma Turf and 1 check in Bokoblin Base. Yeah, those... So there are 10 crystals that are accessible right off the bat.
Yeah.
In these settings, so Batro, only 5, 10, and 30 are in logic, or can have a useful item. I'm really curious to see if these settings, it might make sense to go to Batro with 10 crystals just to see what he has.
Yeah, because that's already half of Batro's checks out of the way.
Yeah. And, I mean, so there is something you can get from the Baron hints, which is...
And we also have Pippi doing her first back in time instance, likely doing Dig Spot RBM. But also creating a corrupt file, which, if you're doing bit, I would definitely recommend creating a corrupt file for Ramblets. Because you have a lot of health, and it goes down a lot slower.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that Fire Sanctuary small key, Jade, is pretty useful to know. I think especially for any runner that's not doing back in time, because that Magma Rescue chest in Fire Sanctuary is the one chest you cannot douse, and that may be a logic that may be hard required if you don't do back in time. I forget how Fire Sanctuary key logic works completely.
We don't talk about Fire Sanctuary key logic.
Well, I think, at least one of our runners does not do a lot of back in time, so I think we've got to talk about it.
Yeah, fair.
But I think you only need if I'm remembering, it's been a little while. Aren't all of the small keys for the front half of Fire Sanctuary?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll be able to douse and figure out if you need that small key, which is helpful. So I was talking about Betro and the hints, just as we're not seeing a whole lot right now. So the way the hints work, the more checks that an area has, if it is barren, it is more likely to be hinted barren. But our barren locations have 1 check and 2 check each. Betro has 4.
Ooh, that is a Triforce in Beetle Shop.
Yeah, that's helpful to know. Clem is not going to have to get any more money the rest of the seed either, because the only
none of our runners are. All of our runners have 600 rupees at least on Restream anyway.
Yeah. Did Clem check the third 100 item?
I did not see him check the third 100, unless we missed it. Because I know there was a silver rupee and then a Triforce. I'm not sure if that was the second and third or first and second.
Yeah, I don't know. A whole lot of nothing so far in early Elden, though, and Magma Turf.
I mean, when you have claw shots in Sphere Zero like they are, I can't help but wonder what's in Lanayru.
Yeah, I mean, or even potentially like with claw shots, you might even be looking at something in Farron, like Great Tree or Deep Woods. But yeah, I mean that claw shot, it's interesting because there's a lot they can't do in Lanayru. It doesn't have a lot of like check density right now. But with the items they're starting with and with that LMF to Moldarok, I mean, you could also just have something like bombs or digging mitt in that first chest in LMF, and all of your beetles are stuck behind it, or your gust bellers are stuck behind it.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see Mario maybe go do Betro early. He's getting these crystals. He's got 10.
Yeah, it's not every day that you see an early Elden so unrewarding. The really only thing that we had there was the 5 Gratu crystals, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's been useful. And like, it makes sense to go to Elden first because you get 8 checks so quickly. But when it's barren, you're not having a good time.
Are our runners going too fast? Are the cops after them, Golden?
I don't know. There's an ambulance going by my apartment right now. Yeah, it's
I think it might be for the bokoblins and Magma Turf. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if an ambulance is going to help revive them though. So Clem also went into Zelda's closet, and I think that was a big fat nothing as well.
I think it was a blue rupee or something. So
yeah,
I saw it on site.
Yeah, Mario going to Farron. This makes sense because you can check more here. Any hell reveals yet? I don't think we've gotten anything that bad yet. What do you think, Firework? Seems like
no,
the hints were pretty nice, and
yeah, it seems pretty chill. Looks like Pippi is going to Betro.
yeah, when
And,
there's more Betro checks, runners don't tend to want to go check it early,
yeah,
but with only Betro 5 and 10, 5, 10, and 30, like we said, makes sense.
yeah. Let's hope she goes back to Waterfall Cave to get those claw shots.
Yeah, if she doesn't, it's gonna be a little rough. I don't know. I'm starting to think we are looking at some kind of logical double dip in LMF.
Ooh, and there's nothing really useful in the first two Betro. I'm still holding out for Lanayru, honestly.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking is like with this, they can go and get the first chest in LMF. That first chest in LMF could be something.
Okay, so the first 100 was a 300 was a gold rupee. That's what we missed.
Yeah, I mean, like if that first item in LMF is something like bombs or
A beetle.
Or I'm trying to think what opens a lot of checks. I mean, our water dragon scale, like
Yeah, water dragon seal would be big.
yeah. Like I said, I can't fault Mario for chasing check density right now.
Yeah.
But we're seeing again, like Farron has a whole lot of nothing so far.
Which is really interesting. Like, usually the check density thing's pretty good. Oh, looks like Pippi went to Waterfall Cave. Is about to get her claw shots.
Yeah, whoever goes to Lanayru first could get rewarded here. I just don't know. Well, there's Oni.
Yeah,
So this
like
is so we're gonna see pretty quickly because Oni, you can only get one check in the mines area right off the bat.
we can get two actually, so we have claw shots. We can get the first chest and the one behind the landing.
You're right. I forgot about that first chest. But then, you know, Lanayru Caves is dead.
That's a harp for Mario.
It's a very useful item, but is not going to open a lot of checks.
Yeah, it only opens up like for 2 or 3 checks. Since we don't have trials
Gorko, which I'm pretty sure was hinted and is nothing.
Gorko, Colin, and Song from Impa.
Yeah.
I didn't see if Oni dows the one at the landing though. Looks like we have a lot of stuff in Lanayru, looks like, in mines.
Yeah.
I think every single chest pinged.
Yeah, I mean, if this is like a bottle here.
It's a bow. Okay, that doesn't unlock it. Well, it's required for Sandship, but we don't have Sandship required.
Yeah. It's not required for any dungeon, but as far as quality of life, bow is your strongest weapon in the game. It will one-hit KO anything
Most
you can
things.
hit. It can't hit a Lizalfos. It can't one-hit kill a boss, but almost anything else it will one-hit
Ooh,
kill.
looks like Mario did some Lake Floria out of logic. Did a little pingy.
Yeah, did the chests ping with anything?
One chest pinged, but I think it's the one that requires Water Dragon Scale, otherwise he probably would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I did Dust for Sanchez, and it
are
looks like it was something. Okay.
So there are a lot of things here in mines that pinged.
Yeah, literally every chest pinged in mines for progression. That's a rare occurrence, I will say.
Yeah, I will say so.
And it's a beetle. Ooh.
Interesting. So,
all right.
The one thing I will say about that is in these settings, there are a lot of items that will ping. Oh, Oni, you can't go through mines
I mean, good brake slide.
That's true.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
But you can't get that chest. If you can't break slide, well, even if you can, there's that chest that you can't
you're
get.
still orphaning one chest.
So there are a fair amount of pings that will be junk in these settings. You're going to have 2 slingshots. Slingshot is rarely a required item for anything. You're going to have 2 extra bows, 1 extra beetle, 4 bottles on top of the one that's required. And I want to say it is 7 crystal packs.
Yep. Because there's 65 total. And 30 of them are possibly required. So yeah.
And any of those items will keep a location from being barren.
All right, looks like Pippi is just going right to caves. Alrighty.
Yeah, she's just gonna go straight to desert. I don't think she even.
And looks like, yeah,
So.
she did not ping. And he's going for the brake slide to get to Eldon.
Yeah.
Not to Eldon, to Linnea. What am I saying?
Yeah. So brake sliding is this strategy where essentially, if you pause the game when you're moving and hold your controller in ESS, which is a specific position, you will keep your forward momentum for a little bit.
And Oni getting the brake slide, very nice.
Yeah. I want to say it's like also in Twilight Princess. Yeah, also the Z button you have to keep holding. But its big use in this game is getting across sand. You can use it in other places to move faster, but getting across sand is the biggest thing.
Everybody hates sand.
It's rough and
of course,
coarse.
it's irritating. Yeah, and we got digging mitts on Pippi's end.
I mean, that's a really useful item because that's going to open up.
That opens up the
everything
rest
else
of Eldon, yeah.
Which again is fairly check dense. I'm still. So I think it's now less likely that like we have something like scale in that first chest in LMF, but
Got even more gratitude crystals. There's been a lot of gratitude crystals so far this seed.
yeah.
Sony just picked up a pack of mines, and Pippi just picked up in desert. We're feeling grateful this seed.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
A lot of friendship from Betrayal.
This is the last weekly before American Thanksgiving, so
True.
This is SSR's way of giving thanks before the holiday.
I didn't see what was on the ledge by the Floriador.
I think it was
tell.
gratitude crystals.
Okay.
Ooh,
There's-
another sword.
Yeah, so
That's all of Thunderhead in Logic, right? Wrapped up in a nice little bow right there. We have the digging mitts and the white sword now.
yeah. I don't know if Pippi's gonna do it, but with that LMF path hint to LMF, I really think it is worth just going into LMF and pinging the first chest.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get it. Because we've seen some. I mean, this is more when some other seeds, but I've seen seeds where like you are required to get the first item.
I've had bellows in that chest before, and I've orphaned it for 4 hours in the seat before.
Yeah. So is that a totally dead fire node thing? Which is nice.
Yeah. Always loved not having the absolute required hook beetle.
I mean, there's still a lot of things that could require hook beetle.
True. Most of them are either in Linear or Fire Sanctuary, though.
Yeah. I mean, so the logic requires you to have a hook beetle to get past the first room in LMF too. Some of our runners are going to know the whip trick, but I don't know if all
Yeah,
four of them will.
I forgot about the first LMF.
But it's looking like, I mean, Desert has a lot of checks, and there's some things here, but it's also looking kind of empty.
All right, looks like Pippi might actually be dipping LMF.
Yeah, I like this play with the path hand.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is douse.
Yeah, and she hasn't been to Safarin yet. Ooh, that first chest is pinging.
Yeah.
Ooh,
could just be a key.
It could just be a key, but with how empty everything has been, well, then again, we did just get digging mitts and a beetle, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I am very hopeful. I want to see something good on this chest.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, none of our runners would be happy, but it'd be interesting if, like, this is Hook Beetle. Alright, Colin's letter check is Slingshot.
Yeah. And it's a key. Oh.
No. I mean, that, I want to say, without Bellows, it's like a 50% shot. So,
yeah.
Not that surprising, but yeah, that key cannot be the path item.
Yeah, but a key on the path is a little bit on the nose.
Never went into Lightning Node.
No.
So
she opened it up, but she didn't douse.
I think she's going to go back to Eldin at this point.
Yeah, I'd say either Eldin or Thunderhead.
Yeah.
Because Thunderhead's
does
on the
make
way.
a good point that the slingshot is actually very useful for back in time.
In Dire Sanctuary, especially.
Yeah, use it a lot. Yeah, Pippi's going to be able to clear out. Oh no, there's still a couple bomb lock checks. There's 2 bomb lock checks that she can't get to. But
what are the bomb lock checks?
There's those 2 rupees on the volcano set.
Behind.
Oh no, they're not bomb lock.
There's a bomb flower nearby. You can get that.
But also Pippi not having that bow.
Or the beetle.
While those are not, so they're logically required to climb. They're not hard required. But having the bow really makes climbing Eldin easier.
Yeah. And she will be also orphaning those 2 rupee sandy checks outside of Magma Turf.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that beetle and bow in caves, in mines were pretty useful items for just like quality of life.
Yeah.
You know, Pippi's gonna have to come back for Boko base, which had a couple pings at some point, so it's not the end of the world, but
yeah. Ooh, there's our water dragon scale. That's good.
That opens up what, like 8?
That's
check?
all of Florian logic now.
Yeah. And Lake Floria is sought, so I mean it could just be a Triforce or a sword.
Actually, no, technically it's not. Well, it's all in logic, but we can't get the rupee sandy without a beetle.
Oh yeah, there's 1 check that she can't get.
So that's 1 check out of how many does Floria have again? 6, 7, or 8? 8 or 9?
I think it's 9. So I think it's 5 rupee checks, the 3 chests, and maybe it's only 4. Maybe it's 8.
All right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're seeing Pippi's the only one we're seeing kind of doing something we haven't seen yet.
Oh, is Oni gonna go Thunderhead, or is he gonna go to? Looks like he's going Thunderhead, which honestly, we got another beetle.
Yeah.
Well, that takes care of that.
Well, that'll open up then LMF.
Yep, that puts LMF.
But that
back
also
in.
means Pippi doesn't have to orphan these checks. Yeah,
I do respect Oni going to Thunderhead.
Yeah, so Oni's gonna douse the. There's one chest here which you can douse, and then is gonna get the 3.
And there's a bottle.
Yeah. That opens a couple. I think maybe since Fledge is dead, I think the only things that opens up are Malara and not Malara.
Oriel.
Yes, Oriel and Pero. But that bottle is also required to get us into Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, Fledge is dead. I think it was like a red rupee or something. It was hinted. Yeah, common Fledge L.
Fancy to Fire Sanctuary. I mean, this. Maybe that's pointing to our Magma myths.
Yeah, true.
If our Caves key is Mitz locked, it could be.
Or wait, could it be Bob? We have another bottle. That's good.
It could also be Fire Shield earrings.
Oh yeah, Fire Shield earrings. That's right.
I'm trying to logic out what's left. That LMF to Moldarok is definitely Gus Bellows at this point.
Yeah.
Whether it's actually Bellows or it's an item that leads to them. Although there's not a lot that could be.
And there's our other slingshot and Thunderhead. Thunderhead was not the best, unfortunately, not this time.
That is a common Thunderhead L.
Bro, don't be dissing my Thunderhead like that. I like Thunderhead. Without Levias, Thunderhead is great.
That's true. You know, though, Levias is a fun fight to watch. Awful to do.
Oh, yes.
Although, better now. So, one of the recent developments since the last season, your Loftwing is actually slowed down during the Levias fight in Thunderhead. So it's back to normal speeds, which...
That's 3 bottles in Elden. What the heck?
Oh, wow.
Elden just really likes its empty bottles, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, Pippi going on a slide.
Whee!
Big Spot RBM, I don't think had anything.
It had a heart piece.
Yeah.
And nice synchronized swords over for Clem and Mario.
Yeah, so I'm...
That's some runners holding hands here.
Yeah. I think at this point, though, you probably are at a point where you can full clear it. If you want to go to LMF after you get Hook Beetle, I think that's not a bad call.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely the play.
Because there's not a lot that path hint could be besides Bellows at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm thinking about what they're missing. Unless it's, a whip to one of the whip block chests, which someone's gonna cry if that's the case.
Yeah, just also could be bombs in there, because there's a lot of bomb lock stuff left.
That's true. Either way, I think you are looking at some good item relatively early.
Yeah. Is that a Bellows, or it's going to be like an LMF double dip?
Yeah.
And something did ping in Lightning Node. We already got most of the bait bottles out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, Lightning Node is bomb locked. That's really the last, bombs and Caves Key. are the two big items that unlock a lot of checks that our runners don't have. Like
Yeah.
whip locks a couple things, but it's pretty minor. I also like lightning node more than fire node.
What's our thoughts in what are they gonna be?
I bet it's a sword or a triforce.
Yeah, that could be. I would love it if it was whip.
Oh my god.
But then again, I like evil seeds sometimes.
I mean, if it's whip, it's one of those high up checks in Sansi. Like, there's not a lot in these settings that's locked behind a whip, especially with Cistern and Sandship out.
Mario's already got 30 Gratsu crystals.
Yeah, I think he may just go check Petro 30. Which
that probably would not be a bad play, I wouldn't say. Petro is pretty quick in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, Mario also does not have the hook beetle yet. Also does not have whip to do the trick and skip the first room. There are other ways, right? I think there is an RBM to get through the first room.
Okay, and Oni getting the hook beetle now.
Yeah.
In the second trip to Eldon here.
Mario gonna... Oh, he's gonna go check Gorge right now. But yeah, we're kind of just seeing everyone go over the same areas. I think Floria and LMF are going to be the next two things we see that'll be new.
Yeah, it's I don't think Pippi has even dipped Floria yet. Not Floria, Farron.
No, so she's probably going to go there soon.
Yeah, that's probably going to be her next
go-to. She can check. I think she might be able to full clear Farron at this, other than the two bomb lock checks.
Yeah.
But one of them was hinted, and the other one you can douse. So she'll know everything in Farron. I think, again, the bombable wall chest, or the item behind the bombable wall, I think was junk. Yeah, so Oni's showing why the bow is so great here in Eldon, because it lets you just kill the Bokoblin, and then they can't knock you off.
Yeah, which the slingshot could also do, but it requires a little more timing.
Yeah, and you only stun them. You don't kill them.
If you hit them with a rock over the head, it will kill them.
Oh, will it?
Yep, because they'll drop the rock on themselves and crush them.
Oh, right. Yes.
That was the old safe strat for any percent back when we actually got items.
Getting items at any percent?
I know, it seems like such a foreign concept now, but
yeah. Who needs a beat wheel for any percent of this game?
Good times, good times. Alright.
Yes, Clamp is getting 5 loose crystals.
Yep. Which I wouldn't say that's a bad play. I say that's pretty good. You know, if you have 25, you know that you can get 5 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I support that. I think that's good.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Bat 30 yet.
No, we haven't seen Bat 30 yet. We've only seen Bat 5 and 10, and we're both pretty much junk. We got a golden skull and a gold rupee on Betrayal so far.
Yeah, a lot of junk. I mean, 30 could still be a bottle and junk, which in the seed means it's just double junk. But
I think all the dig spots were pretty much dead except for bottles. I think like maybe one gratitude crystal.
yeah, Elden has been
Strangely dead.
Yeah, I mean, there was a beetle.
Yeah.
Which is required. Potentially.
Also very nice, almost synced pieces of heart.
Yeah. So is Pippi going to do Rope Floria? I think she knows how to do it.
I mean, yeah, Rope Floria can be a little tricky. I can definitely see her giving an attempt at it. But it looks like she's just gonna go there, which I guess is fair because like this is her first Farron trip. There's a lot to do in Farron.
Yeah, and with claw shots you can just skip a good chunk of it.
Okay, that reminds me. A setting that is worth mentioning in Remlets, you do not need to rescue the Kikwis. So having the claw shots here is actually pretty advantageous since you don't have to watch the Machi being bullied cutscene.
Yeah. It is very sad for our friend Machi, though.
I mean, we don't know no better. We don't see them struggling. We don't know if they're being bullied or not.
True.
Can't stop what we don't know.
30 probably has something, even if it's just bait. Because 5 and 10.
I didn't see what the actual gift was, but the chest is pinging.
It was a blue rupee.
It was a blue rupee. All right, what is going to be here?
Come on, Betrell, give us something good.
Oh, that is such a troll. That is such a troll from Betrell. I love it.
You know, I appreciate the humor of it. Like, I think we're gonna laugh every time somebody goes to Betrell and pings that chest if we catch it.
Yep. And it looks like there's nothing good on the high up rupee sandy checks.
Yeah. Farron, I mean,
it's only just
could just be really loaded this seed.
Fancy
or
and
our
Gloria.
Could be.
Yeah.
Like that cave's key is looking very important right now. I mean, obviously it's important for the
for our path in.
Yeah. I mean, again, for Path to Fire Sanctuary, like, it could be Bellows, because Bellows are required. Are they? No.
Bellows are luxury required for after emoluments.
That's right. Bellows are required to get to. So we got that
the third small key.
Magma, that small key, which is logically required. Yeah, I mean, we could be looking at Bellows and Sansi and like Cave's Key in LMF
or Floria.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about our LMF to LMF path hint.
Yeah, true.
I'm also thinking of like what's the most evil thing that this.
Yeah. I also do love a little trolling with Cave's Key when you find Cave's Key in a dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really starting to wonder, like, especially because those two path hints could both be pointing to.
And that was a very clean fence hop from Pippi to go to the back of Floria.
Yeah, this is so. I think I can say this. This fence hop is probably the easiest trick you can learn to do in Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah.
I did it my first randomizer run without having practiced it. It only took me a few attempts. And yes, it is also possible on HD. In these settings, really the only thing it does is save you time, because even though you don't have to do the full setup to get into Lake Floria with the door open. All right, so that was nothing. It is faster to actually do Lake Floria from the back.
Yeah.
Especially now with the randomizer was modified, so you actually pick up checks while you're in the water. So you can pick up the rupees in that middle room and death warp and not lose the items, which is a really nice quality of life change that I think Esme implemented since the end of season 2.
Yeah, that was very nice. It came with Tattoo Insanity, and that's another bottle.
Is that 4 bottles?
That's I think that's 4 bottles.
We know where 4 are.
Yeah. Wow, the game just really wants to give us bottles. I don't think anyone's done Oriel yet.
No.
Oh.
I mean, those bottles are not going to be... It's hard for a bottle to be hinted Path or Sots.
Yeah, unless we're talking like Fire Sanctuary entrance.
Yeah. So the way the hints work essentially with multiple items is typically one can only be... Beetle's a little different, but for like bows, bottles, even gratitude crystals, those typically can only be a Path Hand or a Satse if they lock every other one in some way. Which just doesn't happen that often with bottles, especially.
But when it does happen, oh.
Oh yeah.
The
rare bottle Sots.
I've had I probably want to say at least 2 bottle Sots.
Yeah. I've seen some bow Sots also, where like bow locks a million things, like very early in the game. But yeah, let us see. I'm betting it's a Sword or a Triforce here.
There's a Triforce.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty easy Sots item. There still could be more. But
There definitely could still be more.
Yeah, also Pippi getting that middle rock pretty easily. That's the worst rock to destroy here.
Oh yeah.
You've got to angle everything just right, and then also hope that these... I don't know what the enemies' names are.
I forget. I knew it, but I don't remember.
These things that blow up. You have to...
I think they're Frokes, actually. Ooh, there's our cave's key.
That may also be our Sots. That could be our Sots. Yeah, so...
Maybe just immediately warping out, which I...
At this point, I think like 99% sure that LMF has Bellows. And, well... Yeah. And... Sensi has to have our welcome mitts, I think. Although, what's our... I'm trying to think, where was our scale?
Our scale was in Magma Turf.
Oh, and it was locked behind...
It was digging mist locked.
Behind mitts. So, yeah. I think that means our magma mitts are somewhere in Sensi. Oh, it was
no, it was
the slide.
It was the slide chest, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have our cave's key is locked behind our first digging mitts, which means if our second mitts are there, that could be the path item.
Yeah, you gotta love mitts locked mitts.
Yeah, I mean the other thing too is that might mean that mitts are logically required, but may not be hard required for someone doing back in time.
Mitts are always logically required for Fire Sanctuary, I believe, right? Just to get to the end.
No. I don't think so. Because I think with the... I'm just trying to think. Because I think with the settings, you might be able to do it without Monitor. Oh, you know what? Sensi could also just have our earrings.
Yeah.
We still don't have those. I kind of feel like I would do LMF before I go to Sensi.
Well,
not
do
for
you
Pippi.
know if brakes are in this race or not?
Oh, we forgot to turn those on.
Whoops.
Again. We just forgot to bring that up.
Yeah. That should be fine. I was just asking because we're getting nearer to the 1 hour mark. I know breaks are usually every 2 hours, but
yeah. No, I totally forgot about that.
It's fine. Okay, Pippi's finally doing Oriel.
She's our first runner.
Yeah. Putting one of those 4 bottles to good use.
She might only have 3.
Well, yeah, 3 in pouch, but I think she has 4 total. I think she has 1 in item check.
Oni is gonna check that last orphan check here in mines.
That's good. You know, you always want to make sure you check your orphans.
And I think Oni. I think Oni's gonna do LMF before he goes to finish off Sensi. Because he can full clear LMF with the items he has.
And Oriel gave us a wallet.
You don't need... I don't think you need bombs for LMF.
I don't remember. I will be right back and step out for a quick second.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're seeing Oni there. You can use Hook Beetle to bring a bomb over to the statue. And there's a chest behind it, which pinged. We're seeing Pippi also return to mines. I think we're going to see our runners all kind of converge in Lineru soon. Just because there's not a lot left besides Lineru. Oh, and gratitude crystals. As I said, there are a lot of gratitude crystals in this that are just junk in these settings. So, and Pippi's gonna be very happy that she got her Hook Beetle there, because that's gonna allow her to full clear mines, which she has skipped completely. Yeah, Mario, I think, is finishing off a couple things in Farron, but then he's probably also going to return to Lineru. And Oni might actually be going to Sensi first, which is not... I don't hate it. There's really only one non-hinted check that you can't get right now, which requires whiff. Technically, so there's 2 rupee checks that are technically out of logic for Oni in Sensi as well, but they're both doable without a quick beetle. There's 2 rupees, which we'll talk about when we get there. So I don't...
Was the mines check anything useful?
It was crystals.
Ah.
We're gonna see a lot of those. So, yeah, Oni's gonna do Gorge, check the Life Tree Seedling spot.
Noni did, I believe, get Cave's Key, so we're probably gonna see CNC.
Yeah. We've seen those Gratitude Crystals. Oh, Oni needs Bellows to get that Jack. That's right. I always forget you need Bellows to check the Life Tree Seedling.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. One of the few Bellows lock checks.
It's like I said, it's not necessarily a bad play to go in this direction. I just happen to think because from the logic, that LMF hint either is Bellows or it's an item that locks Bellows.
Yeah.
If it is your Fire Shield earrings.
Ooh, that's a sword.
God forbid your Fire Shield earrings are your path item in LMF. You kind of want to know that.
Yeah. I mean, just speaking from personal experience, even with a path hint, I'm always very hesitant to dip into LMF without Bellows.
Yeah.
So I always want to try to make sure that is not the case. So usually, if Bellows is an LMF, I'm usually last locationing that.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like with the LMF to Moldarok hint,
yeah,
it's either Bellows or it's an item that locks Bellows. One way or another, you probably just want to know that earlier, because I don't think any of our runners know how to do Bellows LMF.
I know Pippi has been doing some experimentation with Bellows LMF.
Yeah,
Bellows LMF is scary though.
It requires a lot of very complex back in time tricks in a row. It takes a lot of time.
Looks like we got a couple things pinging in Skippers.
Hopefully it's not the Whiplock chest.
I think I did see one Whiplock.
Yeah, well there's two Whiplock chests here. One of them, yeah. So the skydive chest pinged.
Yeah.
Which Oni can't get to.
I mean, there is an RBM to skip the whip requirement here, but I'm not sure if any of our runners know it.
Yeah, it looks like we've got two Whiplock chests, so...
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think Oni knows the RBM for that P-Hat. I would guess Mario knows it. It's not obscure, but Oni does not do a lot of back in time, just generally.
Which is respectable.
Yeah.
Back in time is complex. I definitely do not fault anyone for not doing it.
Yeah. I think required LMF is the one time when it can be very useful. But even then, if you back in time is a powerful tool.
Oh, it would be evil if Whip was in Pirates.
Welcome in, Raiders from ZeldaSpeedRuns. I think you all were watching. I forget if it was Link to the Past or.
Oh, I think it was Link to the Past.
I think it was. I don't think it was Zelda 2.
Yep, Link to the Past.
Xenu, welcome in for the Skyward Sword Weekly. We are kind of right now hunting for a couple required items to clear some dungeons.
Ooh, there's mitts.
That's got to be our path item, I think, for Fire Sanctuary, because we know that there's a small key that's locked behind those Muggle myths. So
Yeah.
that's great for Oni. Um,
And
if
that
I were
probably
Oni, I
is
would-
our path hint as well. Satisfied.
I really think now you want to go clear LMF soon, because
Yeah.
there's now basically only 3 options for that LMF path hint, and one of them is great, and 2 of them are really terrible. If that's Bellows in LMF, it's wonderful because you can full clear it without having to leave the dungeon. If Bellows are not there, then it's either our whip or our fire shield earrings.
Yeah, and then at that point you know that Bellows is locked behind it.
Yeah, none of those are none of the checks that those are locking are great. Because if it's fire shield earrings, it's telling you Bellows is in Fire Sanctuary. If it's whip, it's telling you Bellows is probably in, at this point, Skipper's Retreat. But like that's, yeah, Oni can't go to Fire Sanctuary. Still does not have Fire Shield earrings. None of our runners do. Which does make me a little suspicious that our Fire Shield earrings are going to be in LMF.
Honestly, I want to say the fire shield earrings could be in Boko base.
That too, yeah.
Because we now have Boko base in Logic.
Yeah, there's not a lot of overworld left that's in Logic, though. There's Bokoblin base.
Or there's right here, for instance, which could be. It's our 5th bottle. We got bottle %, everybody.
Yeah, several of our runners got Platt's gift in Bokoblin base. It was nothing.
Yep, that is the last bottle. We now know where all 5 of them are, and 3 of them were in Eldon. Which is really weird. We had 3 in Eldon, we had 1 in Floria, I think. And the 1 in Fire Stronghold.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to suspect potential shenanigans with that LMF path hint. Which, to be fair, I've been thinking that for a while.
Yeah.
But
now it's just confirmation bias at this point.
Yeah, well, it's, again, thinking about what we know and what we have.
Yeah.
There are just so few places that could have our whip or our fire shield earrings.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Let's see here. Boko base has whip, and that whip leads us to Sandsea, which has bombs, which leads us to Farron.
Oh god, I forgot we still don't have bombs.
Which is just
An
a
hour
Farron,
in.
which has fire shield earrings, which is just a fire sanctuary, which has
All right.
Bellows.
So Clem is going to be our first one to go past the first room here in Elmet. There are, I want to say, with that key and with Hook Beetle, I think 4 or 5 checks that are accessible. There's the first room. There's 1 chest in the big main room. There's 2 checks in the Gus Bellows room. I think there's 1 chest in the room before Gus Bellows. One of those 5 checks has to be our path item. And we know this first room is a small key. because most of our runners have already gotten it. So I mean, I've been saying for the last like 15 minutes, go to LMF once you have your hook beetle. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of reiterate that. Like, it's a required dungeon with a path to itself.
That's something you don't always see in Skyward Sword Rando.
What required?
Required dungeons being paths themselves.
Yeah, I don't think it's common in any randomizer, but the last time I remember seeing it was one of the races we were doing with Dusk Relic Shuffle. And there was the song for a trial. All right.
Looks like we got shortcut chest pinging. We got the hub chest pinging.
Boss key chest is not pinging, which our runners are going to be fairly happy about.
Yeah. Boss key is always very long.
Yeah. I mean, that shortcut chest is also kind of long if you don't know the trick. I don't know the trick to get on that minecart.
Very precise trick.
Yeah.
Spiral charge.
Oh, I forgot that we didn't have that.
I think Pippi pinged the sky. I don't think anything pinged.
I don't think so either. Yeah, so
It
Mario...
looks like Mario's, it's going to do an RPM.
Yeah. All right, so there's not a lot here on the left side of LMF. I'm betting maybe the boss key, though, is on that shortcut chest, which would be a pain. Batro was all junk. There was crystals on Batro 30.
I'm willing to bet boss key is in Bello's room, and that shortcut chest is just crystals.
Yeah, there is a chest in Bello's room. No pings in this room. I forget if there's a chest anyway.
There is one chest in this room.
But it's not pinging.
Nope.
I'm doing this intended way. There is a trick you can use with bombs here.
What bombs?
Oh, they don't have bombs. That's right. They have to do it.
Yep.
Has anyone gotten 80 crystals in a Remlet seed? I don't think there have been enough, but I doubt it.
Yeah, in order to get 80, you have to collect all 15 loose, and for Remlets, that's just very highly unlikely.
Yeah, I feel like we may have seen 80 in like a season 2 settings. Just in a seed where 15 loose were required, which does not happen often. I will say that
sure.
The interesting thing about these settings, though, I will say is I do think it makes the 10 loose crystal play actually a little stronger. Like, it's not a play you typically want to do at the start of a seed. But if you were to get a Batro path hint and didn't have a lot to do, no. All right, so Mario, we didn't really talk about this RBM or what it is, but basically what Mario was able to do was go to basically you can set a memory flag in Skyloft in Back in Time that corresponds to this P-hat being raised out of the ground here in
he's about to get trolled by Batro.
And if you set that and then load your file as it's setting it, then it will transfer that memory flag to your game file. And then you have to basically do what's called a commit, which is modifying another memory flag to save it. Mario did something wrong here, though. Or I don't know what.
I think blowing up that rock was commit, and now he's just reloading the map.
Okay. That's right.
And there is our boss key on Bellows' chest.
Huh. This chest has to be Bellows or lead to Bellows. Because this is the last chest that is in logic at this point. Like, there's literally...
And it's Bellows. Oh, that is evil. That is probably the most evil Bellows placement I have ever seen in LMF.
Yeah. So now the question for Clem is, do you orphan shortcut chest?
That is a good question.
Because that's the last thing that's pinging in LMF. It's really slow to do vanilla. Because if you don't know the minecart jump skip, which
when you think about it, though, Bellows really does not unlock a whole lot, and LMF's already seeming pretty dead as it is. So I would go for it, honestly. Yeah. Even if it's a little slow.
Yeah, I feel like because you don't have bombs or fire shield earrings, you feel like you've got to check if a ping location.
It's like the only thing that it unlocks in these settings is it unlocks the seed check, and it unlocks Bird's Nest and Skipper Shack chest.
And Malara.
Malara is dead because Village is barren.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh no, I was about to say the Bird's Nest is dead, but that's not Village. That is Central Skyline.
And we have a bow on one of our whip lock chests.
It's a useless bow. The chest inside Skipper's Retreat. So the chest inside the house here is hinted because it's the only thing you cannot douse for, and it's dead.
Now we'll see the skydive chest. The trolley move was this is gratitude crystals.
It's gonna be crystals. I'm telling you, it's gonna be gratitude crystals.
It is.
So yeah, Clem does not know this yet. But our runners are down to very few locations. And yeah, that shortcut chest is looking more and more like it's going to be something useful.
Or it could also be gratitude crystals and our progressions in Boko base.
That's valid.
I think also Bellows also puts all of Boko base in logic now.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if it's our fire shield earrings, that is huge.
Yeah, really, our runners are not like missing a whole lot at this point. We're missing fire shield earrings, we're missing one more sword and one more Triforce. And speaking of Triforce, there it is. Never mind then. Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's Beetle, LMF, and where was the third one?
Third one.
I'm blanking on where it was.
It was Floria. It was the middle.
Oh, that's
rock.
right. Right, because that was our Satan. Yeah, I mean, we're just missing a sword at this point. And whatever's required to get Fire Sanctuary done.
It'd be dousing the key room, but then backing out of it to go to the hub.
Well, we
all
know
of our runners are in LMF now.
It's really the only option at this point.
It really is.
And I think the differences we might see are going to be who does. So, like, I think Pippi and Mario may bit warp to get past these two rooms on the left side that Clem is doing.
I want to say LMF seems pretty consistently like one of the least favorite dungeons among runners. Unless you're rate Spinel.
It's not really the best dungeon. Because if you have to double dip it, it's terrible. Because you don't unlock most of the shortcuts and things.
Yeah.
And so, like, Fire Sanctuary is rough, but once you clear the first half, for instance, you have a shortcut. A lot of our dungeons have, like, shortcuts or things that allow you to get through faster. Or, like, Earth Temple doesn't have a shortcut, but it's just
Earth
pretty
Temple.
fast.
Earth Temple's like...
LMF's the worst dungeon to have to double dip in. Because
Earth Temple is just very linear, because it doesn't have any small keys or any offshoots, really.
Yeah.
The hardest part of Earth Temple is getting into Earth Temple in vanilla.
Right, which we skip in these randomizer settings.
Yeah.
Since every dungeon is open from the start, other than, like, you have to get Cave's Key to get to Sandship.
In Fire City, you're going to get the Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah. And, like, the doors are all open. So you don't have to raise the nodes, you don't have to go find your sea chart, that kind of thing.
You don't have to do an escort mission through Volcano Summit with a giant, large basin of water.
Yeah, talk about great quality of life improvements from Randomizer.
Oh, yes.
That is number one with a bullet.
That and also skipping the imprisoned fights.
Yeah. Well, didn't you guys have Imprisoned in Season 1 and co-op?
Imprisoned 2 was fought in Season 1, I think.
I think also in the co-op tournament. Between
recall.
Seasons 1 and 2.
I want to say it was disabled for the co-op. I can't remember. That was just when I was getting involved in Rando, so...
It was definitely off by Season 2, and it was a good choice, because the Imprisoned fight's just...
Drag.
It's not very interesting, and... Yeah, it's just not an interesting part of the game.
Although I will say, since Imprisoned 2 was cut out, there has been a severe lack of Bruce content in Skyward Sword Random.
That's true. There's, in fact, no Groose content in the rando, other than you wave hide it, like right at the end of the game. And you might hear his music if you have Music Randomizer.
Yeah.
Yep. And the entire left side of LMF is pinging dead. Yeah, and we see Clown going.
Common LMFL.
I mean, it's even got the L in its name.
Yeah.
I say that, and we're gonna have bombs and fire shield hearings are both gonna be here.
Yeah, you
Between
can't spell
shortcut
LMF
check
without
and
L and F.
And this is... So, like I said, I don't know if Clem knows. I just don't know if he knows the trick. If we see him go down the center, it means he's probably doing this all vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily, like... Yeah, we are going to see him do it. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe. I will say, it is a lot harder to do this without bombs.
Oh, God.
He's going to have to get a pretty precise jump on there.
Yeah, it is a much more precise angle with the beetle, right? Because...
Yeah, because not only do you have to
push you off.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I've seen it done. It just might take a couple of attempts.
Yeah. Clem knows about the trick. I don't know, like I said, even if you're practiced, though, this is not an easy trick.
Yeah. So just going for it is very commendable.
Yeah.
I respect this play.
So it's always done. You always have to jump on the left side and stand on the left side. With bombs, though, you just place the bombs on the left or on the right and then do the jump. Yeah, and you see, again, taking out the beetle. He got it, but then taking out the beetle pushes him off.
And looks like
There we go.
Pippi... Oh,
Looks like he got it.
yep, looks like we got it. And looks like Pippi is doing some back in time.
That's... I'm just going to say, like, that is not an easy trick.
That is definitely not an easy trick. Very much props to Clem.
This is going to save Clem probably 4 minutes or so.
And he got it really fast, too, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, relatively, compared to other people I've seen do it.
Yeah. I don't know. Sledge, I'm always used to seeing people in this randomizer hop on the left side.
I know some people find more consistency on the right side.
Yeah, this is a trick I actually need to learn. Oh. For a second, I thought he was going to jump off. And
who's ready to see some more gratitude crystals?
If it is, he's got a face cam, so we can see his reaction.
Oh, it's whip.
It's a whip.
Well, unfortunately, we know that really does not get you much.
Yeah. We see Oni trying the same trick here. He's doing it on the right side.
So unfortunately, that whip is kind of a bait. Okay, looks like Oni's got it.
Yeah.
Again, huge shouts to the runners there for doing this.
Yeah, it is. I think it's worth trying it several times because
I don't know what Pippi is RBMing. I think she may have done the wrong flag. I know usually talking to Fledge opens up the wind gate.
Oh, Jade thinks she's failed it.
I think she successfully did an RBM. I just don't know what she RBM.
Yeah, I also don't know what the commits are.
You can open the chest. There's also some barrels behind her. I think she definitely did commit.
Can you open up that middle wind gate? Is that what she's trying to do?
I think so, but if she's doing that, then she set the wrong flag. That's a talk to Fledge commit.
Kind of unfortunate for Oni and Clem that Whip is going to send them, but also Mario and Pippi are going to... I mean, Mario's going to get the Whip and know it's nothing. Pippi is probably going to do those checks at some point.
Just for my curiosity, I'm going to pull up the LMF deck and see if anybody else is looking at it at the moment.
Is this the guide to doing stupid things in LMF?
Uh-huh. Raid's Guide to Being Stupid in LMF.
It's a good file name.
It really is. And yep, there is somebody accessing it right now. Alright, Clem looks like doing a very... Oh, I jinxed it. I was about to say a very clean Moldarak. But very nice, very nicely done. Still pretty clean overall. And Clem is the first runner on Restream to beat a dungeon.
Yeah.
At 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah, this feels like on the slower end for these Remlet settings.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just because this is looking... One, these are not the fastest dungeons. Two, these are looking... This is looking a lot like a full clear. speed.
Yeah.
Um,
That bellows placement was just awful.
yeah.
Who rolled the seed?
Randobot.
Randobot, yes. Randobot. We'll put all the blame on Randobot.
We always blame Randobot.
Yeah. Totally never blame the person that hit the button.
Right. I mean, the person that hits the button isn't really. They're not choosing the RNG. Let's see.
Ooh, and a very nice bellowless Wolverine from Oni.
Yeah, got second phase in one cycle, which is pretty nice. Clem just riding the minecart to get the reward. We didn't get anything on the heart container, and we'll see if this is anything useful.
Last sword, maybe? Like that.
Oh.
That's great. So we almost have a full B wheel if we just know where our bombs are. Alrighty. So now where are we gonna go from here? Honestly, I really want to see people start dipping Boko base.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Boko base feels like it's got our earrings and or bombs.
It looks like Club's probably gonna go back to Sansi to get those whiplock checks. I
don't think he's been to Sansi yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's even more so. Definitely.
Yeah, he has not been to Sansi, so he needs to go get Magma Turf.
Is he gonna check Seedling while he's there? I wonder.
Yes, he should.
Yeah, he is.
Where he is, he can full clear Gorge and Sansi, so he's gonna do it. We know that some of these are gonna be nothing, but like if this checking Gorge is our Fire Shield earrings, people might not get it for a while.
Oh yeah, Thunder Dragon rewards turned off in these settings, right?
Yes. I don't know why it is, because it's not that. I missed it.
Bug net. It was the big bug net.
Yeah.
We got the big bug net.
Everyone at Jazzniks. So,
that was great.
Yeah, there were a couple pings in Boko base. Bombs and or Fire Shield earrings there. Looking very likely.
Oh, that's great. 2 checks in a row being both the bug nets. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. And bug nets do not ping, but neither of those checks that were the bug net are checks that would ping. So
Yeah.
Dazzling doesn't do you much good. Apologies, I'm refreshing the streams on my end, just having some minor issues. Yeah, the last sword also could be in Boko base. I don't remember how many pings there were, but like, as far as locations left, there's Malara, there is the Bird's Nest, there's Boko base, there's that one bomb lock, there's some bomb lock check. I'm trying to think. Did Lightning Node ping?
Lightning Node 1 chest pinged, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Gorko is hinted dead.
Yeah. There's not a lot of bomb launch checks even that could have something. So
we're really just on a hunt for our fire shield earrings and the sword.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of the classic sword in Fire Sanctuary. It's always a classic.
Yeah. It's well, Gorko doesn't die if you don't do his aim. And Fledge doesn't die either. He just remains weak. Because he needs the stamina potions to get swole.
Yeah. Not dead, just dead weight.
Yeah.
Ooh, Oni getting trolled by the birds.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, I hate these birds.
I just
so
take out my
much.
bow and kill them every time.
And the P-hat cycles don't help either.
Yeah, whenever I come here, if I have a bow, I will just kill the birds because they're just the worst.
Honestly, I can't remember the last seed that we've gone this long without having any sort of bombs.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very late bomb bag, like, logically. I'm like...
Who knows, this could be a even rarer bombless seed.
Yeah, I mean, this very well could be a bombs not required seed.
But we do have Mario going into Boko base.
Oni getting those crystals, probably not happy.
Oh, yeah. Probably not. Crystals do be doing some trolling.
Clem using the whip to kill this, probably just because he's got it out.
Yeah.
All right, Mario is our first one in Boko base. And it looked like there was just one ping here.
Yep.
Maybe I missed one.
Unless there's like one higher up on a mountain. I don't.
This might be the Bellows Locked. This is the...
This is not the Bellows Locked. The other one is the Bellows Locked.
Okay. I saw where he was going. I thought it might be, but...
And there's our fire shield earrings. Okay.
So there are two pings here.
And we're just missing a sword from Go mode at this point.
Yeah. And that is... Yeah, Mario, unfortunately without bombs. Gotta wait for the cycle here.
Just a nice, leisurely flow down the lava.
Yeah. It's very scenic. So.
Now, if our last sword is here, then that's... You just gotta get through Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Gotta find that boss key and get to the end.
Which could mean those Malcolmites are logically required, but not hard required for Mario at least.
And that is a bow. We got the last bow.
Yeah, Mario probably not gonna... I guess maybe he is gonna fire warp just because he has to climb the volcano anyway. So leaving Boko base and climbing is still slow. But yeah, we are very quickly, I think, going to see all of our runners converge into Fire Sanctuary. Mario is going to be our first one there. I think Oni is going to be right behind him.
now I'm thinking because like it's strange that nobody it's strange that Bellows wasn't locked behind anything in Fire Sanctuary. Oh wait, no, it couldn't have been. I'm thinking logically wrong.
Oh, Mario forgot to. Well, no, without bombs, he's gonna have to climb again, unless he knows the. Oh no, he did blow this one. Okay. Okay. If he had not blown up that wall, he was gonna have to either do a kind of precise trick or climb all the way up.
You could just use the hook beetle.
Oh, you're right. Hook beetle will blow up those rocks. I forgot about that.
Hook beetle's a safe strat for that.
I was thinking about the like whip tricks that you have to do to get the bomb in the right place, but you're right. No. So Mario gonna pick up some water and then head into Summit. Clem probably gonna be in Boko base shortly. Same with Pippi. At this point, I think Mario is winning, but we're still missing a sword. And
which I'm willing to bet that's gonna be in Fire Sanctuary somewhere. I want to say our last sword is gonna be Magomit's locked.
Yeah, but it could
That's my
also
theory.
be Malara or the Bird's Nest.
Malara's hinted dead.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Could
could still
Bird's
be
Nest,
like
that
Bird's
is
Nest.
true. Forgot
there's
all
not-
about Bird's Nest.
There's not a lot of checks, and I think Mario's ahead just because he is ahead getting into the dungeon. But I think also, I think he probably will be able to get through the dungeon a little faster than Oni. In addition to just being ahead.
Yeah. Also, Mario is definitely more proficient in bit than Oni, I would say. And Back in Time in Fire Sanctuary can definitely save a bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we're gonna see Mario do the back half first and then front half.
Honestly, in this scenario, I would just do front half first, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Oni will do back in time either.
Okay, we have the first chest that's pinging.
Yeah.
Since we do have one small key, this could be something else. Or it could just be our second small key, for all we know.
Yeah. So the reason we start with one small key is because if you did not, this chest would always have to be a small key.
Ooh, that's a interesting strat. I've never seen that before. Using the hook beetle to pick up arrows while you're waiting.
Yeah, you know,
That's smart.
I like it if you're running. I feel bad for Mario, but
Sorry,
also
Mark.
it's just kind of funny. Yeah, it's funny because that's happened to me before. Like that's happened to everyone at some point. Just jumping off the lava too soon. So Mario just having to auto scroll a little. Like, I really do think, though, where the boss key is in this dungeon is going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
But also, if there's a sword in front half and a boss key in front half, it's going to be huge. Because
Yeah,
you just get to skip the whole back half of it.
Yeah. And there's our bomb bag, finally.
Okay. Bomb bag, an hour and 37 minutes into the seed.
If you think about it, like, all this is pretty early in logic, since once you had Magomits, this was in logic.
Yeah.
Because we didn't actually need Bellows for this.
Right. I mean, those magma mitts were required to get fire shield earrings. So
Yeah.
no, you.
Yeah, I said once you had magma mitts, it was the
Yeah.
logic.
It was a step away in logic.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing. Again, like, this is really going to depend on how much bit they know and are willing to do at this point.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing about Fire Sanctuary bit for front half is it can save you time, but it's not a huge amount faster. It's really back in time in Fire Sanctuary is super powerful if your boss key, if you can go mode and boss key is in the back half somewhere. Because the statue
Looks like Clem is about to do Bird's Nest, so
yeah.
interesting question.
I mean, if this is our sword, that's actually
This is our sword that's huge, and it's a heart container.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
So, that, yeah.
So as I said, our sword's probably going to be a Fire Sanctuary.
There's not a lot of bomb lock checks outside of Fire Sanctuary, and not a lot of like magma mitts lock checks either. All right, so there's our second key. Depending on what Douse is, both fire and lightning node ping dead, Jade.
Got one pinged in lightning node.
Oh, you're right. You're right. One ping in lightning node. Fire node was dead.
Yeah, fire node was completely dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we see Oni and Mario really not that far apart in Fire Sanctuary. If
Yeah, it looks like Pippi's on her way to Fire Sanctuary now.
the real question for Fire Sanctuary, though, is going to be if there's anything else by the second magma you save. Because if there's not, Mario is going to gain some time on Oni by virtue of doing back the RBM for the statue.
I will say, I think Pippi's usually one that goes back half first, so that will be interesting to see what's in back half if she decides to go for that.
Yeah. So the thing about Fire Sanctuary is the third small key is required to get to the back half logically. But there is an RBM trick you can do to activate the statue in the back half without that key. So that small key that was hinted on the magma that you have to save is required by logic. Because it's also locked behind the second key. Like, getting to that door is locked behind two keys. So
It looks like there's nothing by the second trap magma.
yeah. That's the... Is that right?
Well, right.
I don't know if he pinged yet, but...
Mario did ping the second trap magma.
Thought he pinged the
And
first
more
one.
gratitude crystals. Let's go.
Okay, so... Yeah, Mario then...
Oh yeah, that is the first one. Never mind. I'm losing my positioning in Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, but Mario may have also been able to ping the second one from where he is.
All right,
And
looks
no,
like
there's
Pippi is going to be doing some back in time.
Oh, Oni just got... That was rough. Oni
Just got trolled.
Yeah, he killed the, I don't know what it's called, but it
Croak.
shot at him. He killed the croak, but it shot at him and pushed him in the
Oh,
lava.
no, those are called spumes.
Okay.
Those frog things.
Yeah. I should know the enemy names, but I do not. Yeah, so Mario now is going to do statue RBM. This is one of the easier RBM tricks you can do in the game. I would say it's one of the easier ones. Someone taught it to me from chat while I was streaming. So, essentially what Mario is going to do is go pick up the gratitude crystal in Oriel and Pero's house and start his file as he's picking it up. And that flag will set the flag for the statue in the middle of Fire Sanctuary.
And on Pippi's end, she's carrying a barrel to the lunch lady, and that will set the flag for the map chest appearing, which is one of the setup RBMs for back half. So looks like she's definitely going to be going to back half first.
Yep, and Mario got it, and then you have to do what's called a commit to save the memory, which here in this part of Fire Sanctuary, all you have to do is hit one of the statues, and you're going to see when he returns, so he's going to go to the sky and return, and he has a statue that he's never been to. Yeah, so Pippi doing that setup, but not doing the statue RBM yet.
Oh, she's probably checking this chest because it's got the bomb. She doesn't know she's got the bomb. She knows it pinged.
That's true. Yeah, this is definitely a slow seed for these settings.
I mean, I feel like a lot of it is just nobody dipping LMF early.
I mean, yeah, but you couldn't really do LMF that early. Like, they were still 40-some minutes in. Like, 40 to 50 minutes before they had the hook beetle.
Yeah.
And then LMF is slow, Fire Sanctuary is slow, and all of our runners basically are full clearing the seed. It's just a bad combination of things.
Yeah, this is definitely a very trolly seed, I feel like, as well. A lot of items were just in, like, far-off locations.
Yeah, it trolled a little bit. I get why nobody wanted to do LMF, but with the hint, Bell's an LMF. It's really good. I mean, honestly, Raid wouldn't have had to do much of LMF out of logic. All Raid would have had to do out of logic is get his RBM into the second room. Right, like, once, because he probably would have gotten the check that had Bellows.
Well, the other thing is that I think...
Okay,
I'm not sure if
our...
boss key and back half.
Yeah, so boss key, staircase, chest. Yeah, we're seeing... So Oni here doing the intended way to get to this third small key without the RBM.
And now we're seeing Pippi do the bit warp to back half.
This isn't to back half, is it?
Yeah.
This is to.
This lets you get this lets you get the balcony chest. The setup, you get the balcony chest first, and then you get the balcony chest, you get the map chest, and then you side hop off and go to staircase.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
also
that is
probably one of my favorite rando tricks.
That is a pretty precise angle and a pretty precise hop to get where she did. Basically, because the claw shot targets are not loaded.
And doing a very precise out of bounds movement here
Yes.
to get to the balcony chest. There's just a lot of like unloaded mess in Fire Sanctuary when you sequence break it like this.
Yeah.
And speaking of unloaded mess, you can just jump. You can just walk right through that vent right there.
Yeah, Mario, meanwhile, kind of not doing any of the boss key RBMs, just kind of doing this
Is
intendedly.
pause on restream? I think we might have to reload Clem's
I will
stream.
reload his stream. Yeah, the restreamer, the commentator tracker pages are different from the stream, so thank you for letting me know. I did not know that. And I'm sorry about that. Because I'm commentating and restreaming, I'm not looking at the full stream. So hopefully it was not frozen for too long, but he should be reloaded now. Yeah.
All right.
So we're still
Looks like
missing...
Mario's just ignoring plats.
Yeah,
and just going straight to Gira.
We're still missing a sword.
Yeah, we are still missing a sword, which could either be behind Gira him or Bomb Lock at this point.
Yeah, the boss key chest, it was junk of some kind. Wait a second.
I think Pippi might just mispinged.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Or is there something weird with that not being loaded?
It should be loaded.
That's not good.
Yeah, it just should be loaded. That is...
Yeah. That's gonna be really bad.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. But we got Mario facing off against Gira. It should be pretty quick since we do have the Master Sword.
Yeah, Oni is also skipping plats.
Oni did plats.
Oh, Oni did plats and it was nothing.
Oni did plats. I guess it's dead.
Mario's used dousing a few times. Jade, I feel like I've seen him use it several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be unfortunate for Pippi. Now, she will be able to douse and find the chest.
But she's probably going to go all the way through front half to find it.
Yeah. And
so that's likely going to be a last location.
Yeah. So where could our last sword be? It could be here on Girahim 3. It could be in Sealed Grounds. There are some checks there. I don't think the chest behind the bubble rock's in Fair and Pinged. So I don't think it could be there. It could be Lightning Node.
What about the lower bubble rock?
That was hinted dead.
That was hinted dead?
Because if that was hinted as our sword, we would have seen Mario go mode after he got the bombs. Which he did not. And I guess he kind of did.
Yeah, I guess really the only thing that it could really be is this Lightning Node. In Sealed Grounds.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else we could have at this point.
Which, if it's Sealed Grounds, that is just another troll to this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly, I'm all for it.
Can't the goddess's gift be TMS?
No.
No, because
it
you
can
need
only
TMS
be a
to open the door.
Triforce.
Right.
Only a Triforce or something leading to the Triforce.
That's right.
Oh, looks like Boss Key Chest is pinging.
For Pippi?
For Oni.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mario.
Oh, boss key chest.
Yeah, the Boss Key Chest.
I
think Mario did do it actually. Now I'm remembering.
Yeah, Pippi, I thought pinged it and skipped it, but I don't know if it was spawned yet.
I know that chest definitely is spawned. There's no reason why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, so Mario's gonna go check out Lightning Node. It's a lot of one-off checks at this point. We are in a sword casino.
Oh yeah, we found a big bug net, Jasnix.
Yeah. We found 2 bug nets in consecutive checks on one of the runner streams. Oh, Oni, you gotta escape that. All right. And there's
our sword.
So Mario is our first runner in Go mode. An hour and 54 minutes and like 40-some seconds. For these settings, this is definitely a long seed.
Yeah.
I think no doubt about that. I think we are around the time that one of our other 2 runners who's not on Restream could potentially be expected to be finishing too. It's like the fact that we are an hour and 55 minutes in with no finishers is definitely saying it's a long seed.
Yeah, this is definitely a statistical outlier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be about a 2-hour seed for Mario.
Hey, we don't have to worry about Horde in these settings either.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be a very quick end game for Mario. Just has to do Ghirahim 3. Pippi did not finish Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, no, she's going back for it. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Why she didn't...
That miskey of the staircase chest is not going to be fun for her.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate.
Oni in Ghirahim 3. This is something that just it happens sometimes in chest dowsing. You miss paying a required chest and you have to go hunting. It's better when it's something like this in a dungeon. I have mispinged a chest in the overworld and thought my seed was unclearable before after I got my last location. So like Pippi should be able to recover because she should be able to douse and find it. I think she just might be kind of sad. Also, I know Pippi kind of has a hard stopping point in around 20 minutes or so. So I don't know if she's necessarily going to finish the seed. It is, yeah. I think this is one of the worst Remlet seeds. Just the combination of dungeons, the locations of some of the items.
Yeah, it was just a perfect storm.
It's definitely one of the worst ones I've seen. And that is phase 1 of G3 finished.
Ooh, I'm being bullied by the archers here.
That does happen sometimes, yeah. Again, you can one shot all the Pokos.
Golden language.
Trez doesn't care that much here.
Yeah, nah, Trez is cool with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think if within reason, I think, too much he might not.
Alrighty, well we got G2 down for Oni and we got G3 down for Mario.
Yeah.
Nice pair of fights, and Mario.
It's going to be a little over 2 hours, I think, when Mario finishes Demise.
Unless Mario just whips out the 20-second Demise.
Probably like 2:00:40 something. I don't know exactly how long it takes to beat Demise, but it's not 2 minutes.
I want to say we might be like 2 hours and like 10, like single-digit seconds. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because
especially...
Definitely can take less than a minute for some more experienced runners.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be sub 2. I think might just be a little over 2. Like, yeah, I think it's still going to take another 20 seconds or so.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah. Maybe it's going to be sub... No.
Gonna be close. And
that is
time.
159.58.
Ooh, that was so close.
And yeah, for these settings, only one runner finishing in 2 hours, like that's very slow for these settings.
Yeah, that'd be more like what you expect for like a more standardized settings.
Yeah.
For a top runner.
Mario is going to come in for an interview. I realized I did not do this earlier, but want to shout out our trackers, Jade Minibu, Legend, and Jazz. Obviously, go follow all of our runners as well. And here is Mario. GG, Mario.
GG.
Thank you. So what's going on? I'm very confused. I thought I was completely done for and had no shot of placing well.
I feel like everybody almost lost location Bellows is I think what happened.
Yeah, wait, but there was the path hint. Did nobody else follow it?
It wasn't Bellows that was the problem, was it? It was... I feel like the problem was it took a long time to get into Sansi. And then you got baited into full clearing Sansi. Just
the double bait. Oh my gosh, that was the double bait in Skipper's Retreat was really frustrating, especially because I made the RBM take way too long because I have not played in a while and I've forgotten how to do that efficiently.
Yeah, Skipper's was kind of trolly.
It was just not a good seed. Like you had probably
Bomb bag. It was in the weirdest spot because you had to get fire shields from Boko base, which means you needed both mitts from the two places they were in Lanayru, and you also needed bellows from LMF in the bellows room, and it was a whole mess.
Yeah, it just was a really I mean, there's no spoiler log for this seed, but if you were to look at it, there were a lot of bottlenecks where you had to do slow things to get required items. Right, Magma Mix were pretty lost.
This was a rough one for sure.
Yeah, and then on top of it, you have Fire Sanctuary and LMF, which are the two slowest dungeons in the game.
Yeah, I probably did gain some time by just gambling a little bit in FS that TMS would not be in plats or something, because I also not third small key because I forgot to douse it and then it was too late to check it, so if it was there it would have been really bad.
Yeah, so you entered out of our 4 runners, you entered Fire Sanctuary ahead of everyone. And then Oni entered second, and you've gained a little time just because of back in time stuff. But he is last locationing the sword in Lightning Node. Right now, he's going to Sealed Grounds. Like, that Lightning Node sword is going to be the last thing he checks.
Yeah, and it looks like Pippi is now starting to realize that she missed her boss key somewhere.
Yeah, I did get a little bit. I was very fortunate that, like, the first thing I did when I had Bomb Bag was I was like, oh, it's gotta be that, like, I couldn't think of much that I could do with Bomb Bag other than Lightning Node, and I remember there was a ping there, so I was like, okay, let's head over there and check that out. Yeah, he finished about a minute ago, it seems like.
Yeah, we just got the message in chat. So GG's to J-Dude, second place. Yeah, this was kind of a trolley seed. Like, obviously, the big thing in these settings, and I've talked about this in 2 races, is there are a lot of bait pings relative to normal
for
setting,
sure.
because with less Betro, you have 4 bottles, you have 7 crystal packs. Like, we just saw a lot of that, and that is definitely an equalizer.
I can't remember. Did you get Betro for 30, Mario?
I never did it. No.
Guess what Bat 30 chest was?
What?
More gravity
Guess.
crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our Betro Baron blocker.
Yeah, I had like no bottle until 40 minutes in, and then by an hour 3, I had all 5 of them, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, 3 of them were in Elden.
They were just all on top of each other.
Yeah, it was a very weird seed. Yeah, Oni right now is doing the Hook Beetle fight, which he hadn't done before.
I mean, yeah.
And Scrub's rating.
Oh, thank you, Scrub Central. Hope the OTR raid went well.
Oh, Oni has a texture pack that puts the rupee icon on the bottom. I was very confused for a sec because it looked like HD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Oni is just about last locationing. I mean, I assume the bomb check in Farron, the chest pinged dead, but I don't remember. That was so early on. Yeah, this Oni is using, so Raystorm Thunder has been in chat during the seed. He's the one who is working on this Zelda texture pack.
Yeah, I didn't realize it also came with. Yeah, I didn't realize it also had like HD style HUD, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we are really just waiting for.
Oni's about to get the last sword, and other runners are still working their way through Fire Sanctuary.
Ooh, that sounds rough. Yeah, I think.
That's very unfortunate.
Basically, I mean, J-Dude, the story of this seed is basically a lot of things just ending up getting last location or close to last location. Like, nobody on stream went to LMF right after Hook Beetle. They kind of waited a while. LMF also didn't really give you anything. It took a while to get Cave's Key. It just took a while to get a lot of things.
Yeah, I probably would have delayed LMF a lot longer. Like, I was about to leave Linearu, and then I thought, wait, hang on. Bellows must be the path item that it's talking about, so I can actually beat it. But I was, like, very close to just leaving Linearu when I went there instead of going to LMF.
Yeah, I think when people were going to LMF, I was saying that path item in LMF is either Bellows, which is great, or it was, like, Whip or Fire Shield earrings. Like, it was not something good.
Yeah, either way, you're kind of doing something long.
Yeah. So, like, the fact that it was Bellows was better than it could have been, to be sure. But it could have been a really bad path.
Oh, and it looks like Oni's heading into endgame now with
Yeah.
his TMS.
Oni is in go mode. Be finishing up fairly shortly.
Yeah, probably within 5 minutes or so, Oni will be finished. Oni is probably not going to come for an interview. He is not a native English speaker, so. But I think we may wait and let Oni kind of chat in chat. Meanwhile, Pippi's still, I think, just trying to figure out where her boss key is. This is really unfortunate.
Oh, did she miss the staircase room?
She
You mispinged it.
No, I almost... I was, like, very close to doing that. I almost went through staircase room, and I thought, wait, hang on, I'm gonna double check, because I also thought when I was going in there that only the boss key had pinged, because I aimed down and there was nothing. But, very fortunately, I decided to ping it again, because otherwise I also would have just walked straight past.
Yeah, so Clem is about to finish up Fire Sanctuary here. Yeah, it's just, I was saying, like, mispinging happens to everyone during a race with one of these settings. There are worse places to misping than a W, but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So just to reiterate for anybody watching who might consider doing a Remnants, a more beginner-friendly SSR tournament, this is not what it's going to be like.
Probably.
Just to reiterate that, this is a very extreme outlier as far as length of seeds go, and as trolliness of seeds go.
Certainly, at least, I mean, people have been racing on these settings for the past 2 weeks, and this definitely feels like one of the slower seeds.
What is that pinging? Is that pinging... Oh.
I'm not entirely sure what... I think that might be pinging a water.
Is that... Hang on, let me check my hints. Oh, it's pinging the small key on map chest, I bet. If she saved the magma.
Yeah, I don't think she grabbed that yet. I think she missed it. But she did do back half first.
Well, then maybe third. If she didn't do map chest RBM, then
she did do map chest RBM, but I don't think she pinged it.
that would be it. That's what's pinging then, because it would spawn the chest if she did the RBM.
Yes. All right, once again we have another side-by-side fight, G2 versus G3. And Clem just now defeating G2.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if Pippi is going to end up finishing the seed just because she is. There's a charity event she's helping out with, and she has somewhat of a hard stop. But like I said, like, mispinging chess literally happens to everyone.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
want to reiterate.
It's also especially rough in Fire Sanctuary in particular because the dowsing is kind of split up because Fire Sanctuary operates on 2 separate maps, and the chests on the other map won't give pings even if they have useful items. So right now, Pippi's on the inner map looking for the boss key, which is on the outer map, and so the boss key is not going to ping for her unless she goes back to the outer map.
Yeah.
Alright, Oni on to phase 2 of Demise.
And Clem has beaten Fire Sanctuary.
Yep, now he's just looking for his last sword in Lightning Node.
Yeah, we'll see when he gets it.
But honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like Clem wins the seed because he got Big Bug Net.
True.
He
Big Bug
did.
Net is huge.
You didn't get big bug
Where-
yet.
I don't think I even got a normal Bug Net.
You got
You
normal
did.
bug net because that was at the end of LMF. That was a required
Oh,
bug net.
right, yeah.
Big bug net was on the seedling check in Gorge. Which,
yeah.
funny thing, was the very next check that Clem did after beating LMF, so he got him
Nice.
back
Back
to
to
back.
back. That's pretty funny. GG's
so
to
Oni-
Oni.
Yeah, Oni may be in the chat. I think we may ask Oni some questions and then potentially go right over to another channel, depending on how Clem and Pippi finish. If Oni's in chat, GG's.
GG's to Oni. Congrats. That seed was rough.
I'm gonna try something and hope this works. No, I'm not gonna try it. I don't wanna experiment.
Has Clem not gone through mines yet?
Oh, maybe.
Mine
mean,
was kind of crazy this seed.
Yeah.
Every chest pinged.
Yeah, he may have just not gotten this bomb and hook beetle lock check. The good news though is I think he'll get to lightning node pretty soon. GG's Oni. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the seed. We watched it and we've talked about it a little bit. It was a long one,
Yeah.
And I forgot to do breaks again. I've got to remember next week. This is 2 weeks in a row. So something we are going to have in the Remlets tournament is rules for breaks.
Yeah, it should be 5 minutes or so every 2 hours.
I think maybe every 90 minutes.
Every 90 minutes.
Yeah.
If it was 2 hours, I would have dodged the break by 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an insane. Like, we were on the edge of our seat wondering what the finish time was going to be.
Yeah, I looked over as I was entering Demise, and I was like, 47 seconds. I might just have enough time.
No, Mario, you skipped a couple of checks here and there. You know,
it was
full
pretty
clear.
close to a full clear, though.
Yeah, it was
everyone.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, I full cleared like minus what? I don't even know. Minus like a couple things in FS really.
And Gorge.
Oh, and the one chest check on the life tree seedling check in Gorge. Yeah, true.
And that
But
I
I
assume
did
the
all of-
Farron chest ping dead.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Pretty much pinged or grabbed everything else in the game though.
Yeah.
So pretty
I think-
close to full clear.
Oh, this is unfortunate for Pippi. She's now kind of lost trying to figure out what she mispinged or where this boss key chest is.
Yeah.
It's just really unfortunate. There are a couple places in this game where it's just kind of easy to misping. Fire Sanctuary, that staircase is one of them. Skipper's Retreat is a very common
Skipper's
area where
Retreat.
people misping.
Yeah, I had to double check. Like, there's a slight way you can tell the difference between Cactus Pillar and the Moblin Bridge chest, but it's very slight.
Yeah,
So
that is that 60 gratitude crystals for Clem right now.
60. Wow,
And
that's
he got
almost
5
all of them.
loops to get 30.
Mm.
Um,
And
GG's to 64, claiming 6th place.
yeah.
4th place.
place.
Yeah. Excuse me. There are 6 total people.
There's a 6 and a 4 and 60.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
can't read.
Pippi-
It's fine. Don't worry.
Pippi now checking hints. I think just kind of lost. I don't know. So I don't know, Firework, Oni and Mario, if any of you have any other final thoughts. I'm thinking we probably are going to wrap up stream and raid shortly.
Remlets with Fungens is not fun.
Yeah, this is this is not just the worst 2 dungeons. It's just it was bad thing. Like Fire Sanctuary was just so hard to get to.
These dungeons are pretty chill. I mean, I say that despite like getting owned in LMF, but I mean that was a skill issue. So overall in these settings, I don't think they're too bad. And I actually, despite how silly it was, I thought the LMF logic was really interesting this seed. So
yeah, that LMF was very just interesting overall. I mean, anytime you get a path hint within the dungeon, it can either mean something like this, where it was just bellows, or it can mean something really weird.
Also, I feel like this seed kind of just suffered from what like a lot of open seeds kind of do, is like a lot of those out of the way checks just get pushed to the outskirts, since there's just so much that you can do otherwise, especially in the beginning of things.
Yeah. So Clem is about to finish up, but I think, well, I think we'll wait to see. We'll wait to finish up for Clem. I know several of our trackers are needing to finish up, but at this point, everyone other than Hippie is in go mode. I'm hoping Pippi will find this boss key soon. Very.
Yeah, and then after that, Pippi still needs to find her last sword as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if she's doused here. Yeah. Pippi is probably going to DNF.
That's a funny death.
Yeah, so Pippi is helping host a charity marathon and is just about at the time when she needs to run. This is an abnormally long seed. So we're gonna watch Clem finish up.
Yeah. Well, I still can't get over Betro doing a little bit of trolling.
Oh my god!
Oni, what'd you think about the Betro 30 being gratitude crystals? Well, 64 if you check that. That honestly is probably my favorite part. That and the double bug net.
Yeah, the Petro, like it's one of those things where it can go either way. It can either be something really useful, or it can be a bubble or a gratitude crystal. And unfortunately, we just got.
And also, thank you again to our trackers for doing a great job. We've had some people doing their first ever tracking job, and I think everybody did a very good job.
Yeah. Thanks to Jade, who double tracked, and Sledgen and Jazz, who are both doing their first tracking of a Skyward Sword race. I think Sledgen has tracked some other things like Wind Waker before, but first time on Skyward Sword. So thank you to all of our trackers. Really appreciate them. Obviously, just shouted them out.
Yeah, if we didn't have them, then we wouldn't be able to bring you 4 of our amazing runners today. So
yes, yeah, and anyone who's in the community is free to help track or commentate in the Skyward Sword Discord. So, shout that out. Like we kind of said earlier, so these settings are going to be used in a kind of beginner tournament that's going to be starting sometime in January. After the holidays and after the New Year, I think. Or am I saying too much by saying that?
No, the plan is currently that it'll happen after the ZSR break for the holidays, and other than that, we don't have like exact times, but it'll be sometime around then, like
Yeah.
January-ish. Real quick though, which server does the ZSR command go to?
Oh, that may go to the main, not to the
Okay.
racing Discord.
Well, then we should also shout that one out, because that's where volunteer stuff happens. So
Yes, let me.
I'll just grab the link.
I got it.
Okay.
Don't grab the link. Grab the Zelda. That's what we're all here for, right? Save Zelda.
Yeah, so if you have been thinking about playing Skyward Sword and getting into racing, now is a good time, because the settings are out there and known. You've got a few weeks or months. I think these are pretty good beginner settings overall. 2 dungeons usually is pretty fast, so it really is a good time.
Oh, Pippi just pinged the chest with her boss key.
Oh,
Let's go.
All right. Fimi, you can help with many things. Don't sell yourself short.
Dang.
Clem is entering Demise right now, so should be finished up in the next 2 minutes. We'll see if Clem wants to come in for an interview. I will say Clem is also not a native English speaker, so may not want to. We do have a pretty sizable contingent of French players who have been running the Randomizer recently.
Which is great. We do love our global community. You know, there's no better common language than killing Demise.
It's true.
Ooh, and looks like Clem is gonna have to retry Demise.
Yeah.
Demise can be very, very tough sometimes. I know, like, I don't know how other people might have some problems, but I know for me, my motion controls always like to desync whenever I get to Demise.
I find it. I don't know why, but recently I didn't have issues with Demise for a while, but the last few months, every time I get to Demise, my spin attacks just stop working.
Yeah,
it's
same.
really bad. Like, everywhere else it functions fine. I'll, like, do the slashes outside the fight, and Link will do exactly what I want, and then I go in, and the spins just do not come out, and I have no idea why. But, fortunately, with Shield, that can be mitigated a little bit.
Yeah, the shield definitely helps with Demise. I mean, I know in speedrunning with, like, not a strong sword, this is a very scripted fight with no shield, and it's for speedrunners, they do it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Alright, and getting ready to deal a finishing blow. Ooh, that was
Missed the lightning.
Oh, yeah, looks like.
But should be fine.
Oh no! That is a thing that happens sometimes with Demise.
Uh-oh.
Okay, looks like we're good.
Yeah.
Get that available. Yep, and looks like that is gonna be GG for Clem.
GG's.
Finishing
My stream must
time
be
of
slightly behind.
27:14.
Yeah, GG's to Clem. And yeah, Pippi is finishing up. I'm gonna see if Clem wants to come in to chat, whether it's in Twitch chat or otherwise, before we wrap up the stream. I know Pippi is not gonna have time for an interview, no matter what, even if she is finished. She does have that charity stream she's helping host. Let me see if Clem said he may come in.
Now, let's see. I wonder where Pippi's actually gonna go after this. Hopefully, she'll go right to Lightning Node, but
yeah, I mean there are a lot of other places Pippi could go here, so hard to know for sure.
Yeah, this seed is definitely dragged out a little bit.
Yeah, it just was a very long seed for these settings. So I'm gonna pull Clem in. GG Clem.
GG's.
Thank you.
That was interesting seed.
2 bad dungeons, but it was full clear for me.
Yeah, as I imagine it was for most people. I got very close to it as well.
Yeah, and I do by choice, and it's.
I mean, in my eyes, you won because you were the only one to get the big book net on Restream.
I say the same.
Yeah, there were just a lot of almost last locationing required items. I feel like several times.
And a lot of baits just going on wild goose chases. Like most of Sandsea.
You have 2 remaining locations.
Yeah, that seems about right. Like I said, you only did not have many left. Mario had probably 5 or fewer.
Yeah. I forgot to include sealed grounds last time I thought about it, but yeah, probably 5.
Yeah, only says 1 location left.
Yeah.
It was a long seed for these settings, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything you did that I have any questions about, but nothing is coming to mind. I don't know if
I want to say Clem was like one of the first to be in LMF, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, that I believe is right.
That was a very nice play. Oh, I want to commend you on your minecart trick. Get the shortcut chest.
That was my first time that I do this.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Nice.
it was.
I see this with Oni, and I said I can do this too. So
Yeah, you did very well. It was, and very quickly too, as well.
Yeah. That is a trick that can be like kind of jank. It's like I don't know how to describe it.
And that
Just,
is
like,
going
weird.
DNF from Pippi, unfortunately.
Yeah, Pippi had to run. This seed just went very long, so but GG's to Pippi. I think once she found the chest, recovered pretty quickly, but just had an unfortunate day.
We do have some people do have prior obligations, and that unfortunately can lead to not necessarily finishing. But all in all, very good to very good race from all of our runners.
I'm trying to think if I don't have anything else. I don't know, Mario or Clem. Do you have any thoughts? Any other final questions?
No, not for me.
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching then. And GG's to all of our runners. we will be back hopefully same time next week with the weekly race, although may depend on Thanksgiving and things. We're going to go raid that charity marathon that I referenced, but there's some more stuff happening on ZSR. There's a Wind Waker randomizer race in about 25 minutes. Some Ocarina of Time Season 7 qualifiers tomorrow. So really, I appreciate everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a good Saturday night. And that's it for us.